What is up, everyone, and welcome to the show. It is time for the Thursday night indie spotlight. We coming to you a little worse for wear, but we still here. I'm not gonna do the Tom Clark thing and start asking about my hair. That's just weird. There we go. Now you can't tell. So anyway, as y'all saw in the ads, we are going to be covering some of the local events that have happened recently. We're going as far back as October the 8th, because last week we had the recap or the promoters roundtable where we only had two promoters show up, but still we got on and did what we could do and had a good time doing it. So now we're going to go with this and kind of see what we can get out of it. Now, I did have a guest lined up, as you know, and at this point in time, I have been told that Mr. King may be late instead of absent. They had something going on at work, so and he's 3 hours behind us, so it's just 5 o'clock there, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So here's to you, uh, if that chooses to be your thing this evening. Well, once again, welcome to the show. We are going to talk about uh, the two events. I was at one. I'm trying to get somebody from the other one on air with me to talk about that one, and we want to kind of talk about both nights, compare them. Uh, Not really compare them as far as what was better, but compare them as far as what the show delivered. Because I think that needs to be the point of everything, right? Delivering a quality show and a quality product for your audience. That needs to be the goal. Um, Diana McGeorge chimed in, "Hey Mickey, hey Minnie, how are you?" Uh, but we had a great I had a great time up in Sylvan, North Carolina. I want to thank Chad Jones, and all the staff up there from the sheriff's department, the rescue squad, and the fire department. Um, Man, their EMS crew was awesome. Uh, the Future Farmers of America kids were awesome. They were troopers, man. They worked all day and night on that thing. It was really special. Uh, we also had uh, there was a young fella get baptized at the end of the show. Like I said, I tried to make sure we got as much of the stuff on footage and it was given to you know Chad as he could do with it whatever he wants. Those are important things. So either way, it was an awesome show. And I'm gonna show you a picture from the event, or actually, I'm just gonna show you the flyer. Now, one stark raving difference in this that I can tell you is Amber O'Neill was not there. Amber O'Neill had actually fallen ill. She was not there, so that's one. Uh, but who ended up taking her place against Brittany Jade turned out to be a really awesome moment and night anyway. So it's just one of those things, man. You know how that stuff goes. What I'm doing currently is I'm pulling up the card so that I can tell y'all how everything went down. Now, the the night started off with some talking and welcoming the fans, and they had stories being told before the action ever got underway in the ring. Great stuff. You know what I mean? That's your crowd. That's what they're there for. That's what they're about. You know what I'm saying? So while they're there for the show, they're also there for the whole event, not just the wrestling part, but they're there for the reason. They're there for the community, and they're there to be behind everything. So that was really a cool crowd. I don't remember the official number. Chad could probably tell me if he sees this or whatever, but it was a really good turnout. Um, the opening matchup was Elijah Proctor versus Wesley Crane. Now, guys here in the Carolinas, I know y'all know Elijah Proctor. I know you've seen Elijah Proctor. Some of you like him, some of you don't. I'm going to tell you one thing, and I told this. I told this to Elijah in person. I said, "Man, look, I've seen you work probably a dozen matches." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "That was the best damn thing I've ever seen. I've never seen him so good." I really do believe, man, especially in the indies, you know, it's not just about the dance, it's about your dance partner when you're in the ring. Take a look at Sami Zayn, right? I'm going to use the big leagues that way everybody knows who I'm talking about and can understand it. You have to have a relatable reason to quantify what I'm telling you. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens is magic, always, right? Ric Flair Steamboat, Brett and Shawn, Rock and Austin, yeah, and the list goes on and on like that. You have these guys that bring out the best in each other. Wesley Crane is is his Steamboat. There's no doubt about it. Wesley Crane versus Elijah Proctor was the opening match, and I freaking loved it. I I swear to you, Wesley Crane. I want more of this kid in the area. I'm not lying. I understand he came from Arkansas to be in North Carolina. I want to see him again because he was freaking awesome to watch. Him and Proctor together was a banger. I was as close to the action as you could get, including halfway falling down, trying to get away from them, when they were outside. So it's like, all right, they were 100% go the whole time. Fantastic matchup. Um, and if anybody knows any better than what I'm saying, I'm fairly confident that Wesley Crane, Wesley Crane won that matchup. I was trying to get to the next word and kept getting hung up, but yeah, Wesley Crane won that matchup, and it was an awesome match, man. So that was a great way to open the show. They got the crowd hot. Next matchup was Cooper Housley. We all know Cooper, Cooper the House Housley, right? Can't miss the guy. Versus Hoss Haygood. Now, Hoss Haygood is another cat from down the way who actually he's up in Maryland now. He works under Maryland Championship Wrestling, MCW, which is up there in the Baltimore region. They do a lot of stuff with is it Dick's Crab Shack or Dirty Dick's or some shit. They got something to do up there in Baltimore. Who knows? But I mean, you're talking Baltimore. They're definitely going to be talking about crabs, and I don't just mean the ones that come out of the Chesapeake Bay. But we'll kind of leave that alone. Um, but yet again, this is two big hosses going at it. For lack of a better term. Um, and Hoss Haygood versus Cooper Housley was a slobber knocker. It was a slugfest. These two dudes beat the ever living shit out of each other, and I was all about it. Um, you're going to have the ability to see a lot of this if you follow hashtag Truth and Scott Larson. Cole Maccabee mentioned you'll be able to see all the matches on their YouTube page eventually. At this point, I think you can see one or maybe two from that event, but it was fantastic. It was really good stuff. Now, Hawes Haygood won that matchup as well, but what a great matchup it was. The next matchup, like I said, was supposed to be Amber O'Neal versus Derek Vanderford. However, or Amber O'Neal with Derek Vanderford versus Brittany Jade. However, Amber O'Neal had come up sick and unable to be there. So who did they have step in? Would you believe that on that night, Katrina Craze, was it Katrina Cries? I think it's spelled Craze, but I guess it's pronounced Cries. Um, Made her professional wrestling debut and went up against Brittany Jade. Wow. Fantastic debut. I've been around Katrina for probably close to the last year. Here in the Carolinas. I knew she had been training. I knew she had been doing stuff. She's been training under, JD Drake. She's been training under Bob Keller. She's been training under uh I guess a handful of people have been helping her out and working with her. For a debut matchup to go up against Brittany Jade, who is a very seasoned talent. She's she's a young lady who's got a lot of life left in this industry, but for her time in the business, she is fantastic at what she does. I am a huge Brittany Jade fan. Uh, and to get to see those two women in the ring and to get to see Katrina make her debut, I was happy as hell to see it. I was like, dude, this is so cool because I knew what it meant to her. I understood and I could see it on her. And she was happy and she delivered a hell of a debut matchup. The the part of me that picks everything apart on TV or any show I'm at or whatever is always there. That's just part of me. The minor minor mistakes that young lady made are what? Nobody cared. The crowd didn't know. The crowd doesn't care because they don't know what was and wasn't supposed to happen. Nobody cared. She did fan freaking tastic. That's what mattered. She did so good for her debut. I was super happy. Um, Unfortunately for her, Brittany Jade got the win. Uh, Either way, great matchup between them two young women. And I can't. I got the chance to speak to her outside a few minutes later. She was outside cooling off because, man, it was the temperature dropped up there a good bit when it got dark out. And I stepped out to take a break as well from the show. And she was just elated. She was happy. And you could tell it. And man, I told her I thought she did fantastic. I thought it was great. So I'm really happy for her. It does nothing for me to say I'm proud of her, right? I'm happy for her, and that's legitimate. But that was we went through three matches, had intermission, then we had three more. The return of Chase Emery happened at this event. Chase Emery with Derek Vanderford versus Kay Holiday. Now, Kay Holiday gave Chase everything he wanted in his return matchup from his medical leave. Chase took him to the limit, and Chase ended up besting one of the best in the Indies in Kay Holiday. Mater, salutations to you as well, sir. How you doing? Oh man, it's that time of year, folks. You know it's turning fall, and everybody's getting the coughs and running around. So it sucks, but it is what it is. But Chase Emery didn't look like he hadn't lost a step, didn't miss a beat. Him and Kay, dude, Kay is fantastic. And it showed because he was working with Chase. You know what I'm saying? Like both of those guys were on point. Chase looks like he's put on some muscle. And, you can tell the dude's been hitting the gym and working out and he's just getting ready for the return. Now I had seen Chase the week prior and I didn't know whether or not he was going to be wrestling or anything. I think he said he was, but I didn't buy it because you never know with this damn industry what's real and what's fake. Remember that. That's why you enjoy the show. Um, And I said, listen, I said, don't worry about the setback because the comeback is where it's at. I said, because the comeback's going to be undeniable for you. I said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about none of that shit. Fuck that shit. Because it ain't about this. It's about next. And it's you. You're next. And you know it. Don't stop now. Don't worry about this. Just look forward. And he kind of looked at me and nodded. I, whether the guy thinks I'm full of shit or anything is beyond me. That's irrelevant to me, what he thinks. But I wanted him to know how I felt. So I told him what I thought. That's just kind of who I am. Mater said, Chase Emery is an absolute force of nature. Yeah. Yes, he is. Let's see here. But either way, Chase and Kay had a fantastic matchup. In the semi-main event, Kyle Hawk versus J.D. Drake. That's right. J.D. Drake from AEW was at this show in Silva, North Carolina. These guys had a 20-minute time limit draw. 20-minute time limit draw. For anybody wondering, JD Drake can go for that long and then some. The gas tank on that big man is a whole lot bigger than anybody's going to give him credit for. And people thinking he's a slouch just because he's a big guy. Nope. Kyle Hawk wasn't giving him an inch. Kyle Hawk wasn't letting him breathe. They were both on each other the entire matchup. It was unreal, but it was a great time. Now, at the end of the match, JD Drake said, I had him beat. Add 5 more minutes to the clock. Boom. Kyle hit him. Game over. Kyle Hawk beat him. Now, again, Drake gets the microphone. And Drake said, brother, I don't know about anything to do with your past, but he said, your uncle, which Kyle Hawk's uncle was actually the legendary Tatanka. He said, I don't know anything about your past or your family, but I know talent when I see it. I'll be seeing you either on Wednesday or Friday nights real soon. Sure enough, I believe Kyle Hawk got his chance, and I believe he was involved in a AEW taping, if I'm not mistaken. So that's awesome. I'm dude, way to go, Kyle. That's badass. Those two beat the ever living shit out of each other for over 20 minutes. That video's on YouTube. That one I know is on YouTube. Go check it out, Pro Wrestling Union. But wait till after my show. Then you can go check that out on YouTube. Kyle Hawk, JD Drake. I'm actually going to share that. I've made up my mind. I'm going to post that on the TRWC page. Everybody's got to see this guy. It's awesome. It's awesome. I promise. Then we go into the main event of the evening. You had Jeff Connolly and Travis Roberts versus Randy Wayne and Sergeant Hollifield, which is the Jackson County Sheriff's Department Deputy Dare Officer, and he's also the Shop with a Cop coordinator. Now, this is a charity show done in conjunction with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Would y'all believe how hyped the crowd got to see one of their own, Sergeant Hollifield, get in there and mix it up with these guys? Is he a seasoned pro? No. But the dude's arms are bigger than I am. The guy's jacked. And he can work. He did everything he needed to do, man. He hit him. And it looked good. Hell, he finished off the guy with the stunner. I was like, he hit the stunner on him and pinned him and won the matchup for him and Randy Wayne. It was awesome. Um, it worked out real good, and there was a hell of a crowd, and there was a hell of a reaction for it. There was also there was celebrities there. Uh, there was an actor from the show Justified. He was on. uh, I can't think of the movie. Um, it's escaping me right now. I just mentioned it the other day, but Rick Savage was there from. I think that's American Pickers. That guy was there. He was cool as hell. uh, I'd request. He was like, "Hey man, if that dude's getting entrance music, can I have entrance music to introduce him?" And I kind of looked, and I'm like, "Let me check with the guy running this, but I guess we can figure something out." Um, so we cleared everything, and I was like, "You know what? Hey man, I thumbed through my phone. I'm like, how's Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch?" He said, "Perfect." I'm like, right on here. Here's my phone. Just figure this out. Just give the guy entrance music to get him out of here. I just wanted to see him show up at that point because we needed to get something done, man. The show must go on, and people want entrance music, so it's cool. Even ring announcers have entrance music, or at least some of them. Some of them do. Bill Hazelwood does. I technically, I guess, do, but it's the music that I use for my show on Sundays. Um, I thought about making a clip to use as an entrance for this show, but I don't know how well it would go over or how many copyright infringements I would get hit with because I wanted to take excerpts from movies and stuff. It'd be like, that scene from what's that scene from Howard Stern's Private Parts where Pig Vomit goes, "You are the motherfucking Antichrist." I wanted to use that because so many people hate my guts. I figured it'd be funny as shit. So that was kind of my goal. But guess what? That was Shop with a Cop 2. Fantastic show up in Sylvan, North Carolina. I was super happy to be there. Very grateful for the opportunity to work there and work for Chad. Was not a bad show at all. It was a good time. Now, folks, we're going to be joined by our guest for the evening, the Asian sensation, Mr. Michael King, and we're going to talk about AWL Super Clash. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. Yourself?
I am doing okay.
Just okay. We'll have to work on that.
Well, yeah, it's all right. It's one of those days, man. It's just one of those days. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Let's see here. We got a couple comments. Ghazi has showed up. Facebook jail cannot hold me. And he said, "Hey, Michael King."
Hey, Ghazi.
That kid's got some really nice ring gear. You know that?
Oh, yeah. He takes it seriously. So he invested in himself.
Oh, yeah, he did.
From Ghazi.
Yep. So how's things going on the West Coast?
Things are going well. I'm talking with a promotion out here in Tacoma, Washington. So we'll see what that entails and where we go with that. But it's a new development.
All right. That sounds interesting. Let's see here. I'm wrestling Alex Kane from MLW on November 12th. Man, that's pretty badass.
Boom-aye.
Yeah, what he said. What he said.
We are very familiar with Alex Kane. We actually sponsored him down in Texas at Pale Pro Wrestling.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's that jacked up sumbitch from the video. Yeah, I remember that guy. That dude's huge. Jesus Christ. Like, I think his arm weighs as much as Ghazi.
He's a very energetic fellow, someone that I've been watching. I know Brino's watched him a bit too, so he's on the radar.
Gotcha. Any plans to bring him to the Carolinas?
Well, he actually is in the Carolinas.
Ah. He said, my best matches are against singlet type Pokemon and larger wrestlers, so I'm excited. Okay. I'm not sure what the Pokemon has to do with it, but all right. I don't, I don't know. Do you know anything about Pokemon?
um, just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I follow.
Thanks. Thanks. Good catch. Good catch. That's exactly what I was going for. Oh man. So you came out, hung out in the Carolinas, went to at least one wrestling show that we know of.
Yep. So yeah, so AWL, that was it. Saturday night. Uh, brought brought out the VIP section. Brought in some of the loyal fans that had been following us, so they got to sit with the king in the VIP section. Brought out AJ with Achilles Cigars to see the show and talk some business. He and I are looking at a partnership and maybe even making a King Enterprise blend cigar. I brought out some bourbon and had a good time. Oh, you know what? Who else I brought? I brought a tag team, a new tag team called the Kindred, out to the VIP to talk with them, get to know a little bit about them, and see what they're about, and they can see what I'm about.
Very cool. Now, who are the Kindred?
The Kindred is Justin Edwards and a guy named Raya. So they are a tag team. Raya is like 6'5".
I've met them. I've
All
met
right.
both of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Justin was working ring crew at a show I was working, and
Yep.
my camera guy bailed.
Mm.
So Justin became my plus one for that. So, dude, good kid. The funny thing is, I'm over there talking with Winchester. You know
Mhm.
Chuck.
Yeah.
So we're shit talkers anyway. When I make the camera guy and the ref pop doing commentary bullshitting, I've done my job.
Yeah. So actually, I brought them in, kind of an interview of sorts, to see what I can do to help them. And I'm guiding them. I'm giving them some coaching services outside of the ring um, for the moment. Um, but they have a potential future. They have a definitely potential future. We even, old Justin Edwards kind of got caught into an impromptu match due to a family emergency with one of the workers.
Right.
And so he got to he got to audition for Black Society.
Okay.
And he got to see how the big boys play compared to where he normally works.
Oh
Um,
my.
yeah, that's true. And let's just say, so it was Black Society versus Whiskey Business. Um, and I guess to sum that up, um, Justin Edwards got a little bit too much whiskey and is not invited to join Black Society.
he was handed the business, huh?
Oh yeah, he got the
Uh,
business end for sure.
oh man. Well, I mean, I've been around whiskey business for probably the last 6 months or so, and those dudes are for real. They are serious.
Yeah,
And
they don't really take it lightly with people. It's like they see someone that's unplanned, new, unprepared. I mean, the guy was prepared as in he had ring gear with him, but that's it. He had his ring gear. They said, "You're going in, kid." And that's all he knew. Doesn't even know who Whiskey Business is. Never met them in person before. So he
oh
got
no.
an up close and personal introduction to Whiskey Business. And you know, Raya was there. He was in the VIP. Got to watch his partner get the crap beat out of him. So I guess that makes Raya the smart one.
Yeah. Now, Justin would have got to see Whiskey Business in person if I needed a camera guy for another show, and unfortunately, stars didn't align, and he couldn't go with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, hey, bro, listen, I know you got to be somewhere tonight. It's Saturday night. You know he's got to be somewhere every Saturday night, but I can get you back down the road. I just need you to come with me before the show to this show, and then we'll get you to where you need to be tonight. He was all down with it, and then something came up with his family he had to go do. So I was like, it's all good, man.
Well,
So
the way I see it, as long as he keeps talking to me, follows my guidance, he has a bright future.
it's worked well for many others. So yeah, I'll go with that. Uh, so was that the opening match?
So it's been a couple weeks. I don't really remember every single match in sequence. So you have
Okay,
to forgive me on that. Plus, I had to interact with my guests and with some of the guys I had working there, like AJ and Luca.
right.
So um, I was talking with AJ during the opening match. Um, I wish I knew more about it. I know when it was announced who the opening match was, I was like, that's a fantastic opening match. And I felt bad for the guys following that, the second match, because that was going to be a tough one to follow. If you have the card or the promo poster from that, it might jar my memory.
Let's see. Couple of pictures. I got Buggy and Luca. I got Cam and Crucifix. That's the main event.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, Black Society, Braden Marshall, Buggy Wright.
So, as I recall, it was Cam and Crucifix that opened.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I remember there was a little music glitch to Cam's dissatisfaction with his intro, and he made him do it 3 times. So,
Three? Just three?
yeah, just 3 that time.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so, um, both of those athletes are phenomenal.
Yes.
And so that was a really top notch. That could have been a main event, right? It could have been a main event anywhere, but that was the opening match. Um, Cam across with the win, um, but it was high activity, a lot of action, a lot of movement. Crowd was into it, and I just remember going, "Okay, we're going to have to be special to follow that."
Right. Okay. And Jimmy Ward confirmed that Cam versus Crucifix was the opener. And
Awesome.
Mater said, y'all wait. Ricky Ray Montgomery gets licensed in South Carolina. I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
So, okay. Thanks, Mater.
And thanks, Jimmy, for confirming us.
Yes. And
I'm
Jimmy,
trying to
thanks
do
for
you
telling.
right. It's just
Yeah.
been a couple weeks, and it's been an interesting day out here in Washington State. Um, the second match was the audition match for Jackson Cage, who has wanted to be in King Enterprises for a long, long time. So he's begged, he pleaded, and so we gave him an audition match against AJ Frost. And it was a good match. It was a high speed match. But, AJ Frost is just a little too cunning for Jackson Cage at this juncture. Jackson is still, he's still new. He's a good athlete, and he's got good ring skills, but he doesn't have that understanding of what a cunning wrestler, experienced wrestler is capable of doing, and to steal some victories. And so that's kind of what happened to him. Was he thought he had some kind of a thing going for himself and just had it stolen from him, because that's what AJ does. Something magical going on over there? I can't hear you all of a sudden.
My bad. I thought I had the card in my notes on my phone for
okay.
that event. So AJ and
Jackson Cage.
Yeah, Jackson. I keep wanting to call him by his regular name, so
Right.
that's my fault. Because I talked to him, here or there. So
Yeah. That might be his undoing if he just keeps talking to the wrong people. Because you start talking to people that don't like other people, and then they start associating you with each other, then they both bounce on you.
yeah, I've heard stories of that. I've heard stories of that. Unfortunately, and no, Jimmy, I didn't go to sleep.
So, Jimmy,
what
was the third match?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I could just bring Jimmy on if Jimmy wants to come on. Let's see here. I don't even know what he's doing.
He's probably working on his pavilion. It's like his favorite pastime.
Maybe. I'll shoot him an invite. We'll see what happens.
All right.
There he is. Or there's his invite. If he comes on, cool. Because, like I say, I wasn't there, and if I have it written down, it's in my gear bag, which is behind me. Mm-hmm. But, oh yeah, my humidor sitting on top of it. I got to fill that thing up. Smoked everything out of it.
Yeah, you should have been with us that Saturday.
Well, that Saturday show was late on the announcement, so. But I'm going to be there on the 13th. That's going to be a good one.
All right.
At least for now, as of today, 10/20, I'll be there on the 13th. Okay. There may be an awful lot changing in my world too. So.
All right. So the next match that involved King Enterprises was Luka Daniels versus Buggy Wright.
Okay.
All right. It's actually the first time I've seen Buggy live and in person. I have heard of him. I've seen snippets of him here and there, but it's the first time I've actually ever met him and saw him in person. And I was pleasantly surprised. He's quick on his feet, quick in his mind, and there's Big Jimmy.
What's up, man?
My cell phone went dead.
So the problem with Buggy Wright is that he likes to complain a lot. He's a kind of a whiner. So Luka had a good showing. Luka did his Luka things, and Buggy liked to make fun of him a little bit. And maybe that's a good mental strategy, get Luka worked up a little bit. But they got to banging, and we were really after a fair fight. We did see Buggy struggling a little bit and try to help him out. And then
you helped him out.
Yeah, we helped him out. I mean, he had some stuff in his eyes, so AJ got over there and helped clear out his eyes for him. And we even tried to help him out a second time to talk with the referee, get on the apron, get the referee's attention about an issue that was going on. And he didn't have he got upset about that, and him getting into his feelings actually ended up distracting him and costing him the match to Luka Daniels.
What are you trying to do, Jimmy?
That wasn't the third match though.
No, which match was the Black Society in whiskey business the third match?
Yeah, that was the third match.
Right.
Where Justin
Edwards jumped in. So
we didn't make it to Lodi's yesterday because I went to Atlanta yesterday and it was an 11-hour trip. So I didn't get back in time to go. So we're going next week.
All right. I did talk to Justin about that and about his training and potentially sponsoring his training. But I told him that it would be in his best interest to get there, one, for the first time with you guys. Secondly, have a plan to get there without you guys so that should you be
Unavailable
elsewhere, then he can pick up Gavin and take him.
Yeah.
But he'd have to clear that with you. But that way it can be consistent.
Well, I was going to talk to him on the way up, but I wanted to stress to him that don't start this if you don't think you can see it through, because it's wasting Lodi's time, but it's also doing him an injustice.
I told him the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, in the way that Lodi and him that he trains up there, he can be rocking and rolling in no time, because they'll cover the basics. Once you have that, they move to the next thing. Once you have that, they move to the next thing, and then you start busting out matches. Then they critique what they need to work on when you're in a match, and then you do that for a while, and then game on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason I keep talking with him is because he will take actions on the things that he's listening to. So he has taken my guidance and he's put an action to it. So if he doesn't, he knows that he'll start to lose my guidance. I have expectations for him, and I would be surprised if he does not see this thing through. But he knows that he's only hurting himself if he doesn't.
I don't want him to get blinded by the reward they got Saturday, which in my eyes I feel is undeserved.
I spoke with him about that, and I said, imagine. So there's a lot of levels of wrestling. All right. So you go to the WWE as the smallest fish in the pond jobber type of thing, which is a better place to be than the top guy at the worst indie show in the business. All right. So take that into consideration. If you're a top guy here, you need to go to where you're going to be the bottom guy.
Yeah. Well, because there's nowhere else to go. Once you reach the top, where there's nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But he did. But I'm glad he was there to fill in for Marinus. I know it was kind of, last minute.
I think it let him see a different level of competition than what he's used to. And I think that was important for him and for Raya that was there watching.
He's the only person to come to one of the shows as a spectator and wind up in the ring.
Well, so here's the thing, man. A lot of people don't realize it. Braden Marshall is involved with Control Your Narrative. Oh, well, we lost Mike, but I guess he'll be back momentarily. Braden Marshall is involved with Control Your Narrative. So to be stepping in the ring with that guy when you know who in the hell he's stepping in the ring with and working out with and things like that, there's a lot to be said with that.
Yeah.
Now, Bill Hazelwood chimed in to say, "OMG, you marks. Scott's not here. Relax."
See,
Bill Hazelwood said, "I'm always the bottom guy."
And Bill's giving away our secret. See, he's always the bottom guy with me.
Oh, so he's always on bottom?
Yeah, he's always the bottom guy.
Oh, okay. And then Diana McGeorge chimed in, "It's another big head." Okay.
Big head? Who's he talking about?
That's Diana. That's Bill's wife or whatever.
So she must be talking about Bill.
I guess that's the only thing I can figure.
Is that
I can't
what-
remember, dude. I think that's his wife.
So,
Oh,
but
oh,
anyway,
Bill said when you're the bottom guy, there's nowhere to go but up. Well,
And out.
yeah, up and
But
up.
let me say
She was
this
talking
right
about you.
I'm gonna say this right quick. Buggy does get a justified rematch with Luka Down.
Justified. That's where we're going with. We're going justified.
Justified.
You didn't even give me a
Justified.
chance to explain the video of what you were looking at. So, but
Well-
we're happy to give him another L.
I was supposed to have video clips from this, I thought. He eyeballing Gab.
That's not my department.
I know.
Did you put one up?
No. He was supposed to send me like highlight clips from each match or something, is what you said.
Oh, so you're experiencing what I'm experiencing.
No, this is what you said, not me. I didn't say this. You said this.
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, I was never told about this.
Hold on.
Yeah, I
hold
believe
on,
you're
hold
making
on.
that up. I believe you're making
No,
that up.
no. Hold on. It's confirmed. No, it's not that. We were talking about the Eagles.
I don't recall telling you I can't promise you goods in the department I don't work in.
I'll get Gavin to shoot you some clips from the matches, especially the main event, which was damn good. We'll talk about it. October the 9th, 6:20 p.m. Want to try me?
And I probably went to bed right after that, and so that was we did this, man. It said bye-bye.
Here, just because I know your phone's dead, I'll send it to Gavin. Look,
Yeah, it
he's
is
writing. Gavin, Jimmy writing checks that your ass got a cash, brother.
Yeah, I think it's a stupid.
Well, guess what? When you didn't get them, where's your message going? Hey, where's my clips? So
Dude, I got a memory as long as Gavin's beard.
Thank you.
And you're going to question me?
And I'm 52 years old, so my memory is like shot.
Jimmy and I are both 52 years old.
Well,
Yeah.
I just look better.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
There's a reason. There's a reason for that.
It's because I'm
Look at him.
Asian.
Oh, he quit saying. He quit talking. Yeah, the I think Buggy and Luca was what, the fourth match? Yeah.
Yeah, they were the fourth match. So we had
who won? But Blacks. Who? Braden and
Yeah, Braden and Johnny Rada.
yeah, they won
Yeah.
that one
yep.
as expected. That's where I got the killer shot from up top.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what he said.
Look, y'all wouldn't believe it. Like, I haven't been out here since we cleaned up from the show, and it's fall, so the leaves are just, and there's a pretty good mess for me to clean up out there right now.
Good thing you got free labor.
I ain't.
And he
I
walks
ain't
away.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting some fellers up that was hollering. If you need any help, let me know.
Well,
Like, I need that help. That we had a pretty good show. That Super Clash was a good show and good turnout, and the main event was the bomb too.
we need to get to that main event because that was two big dudes
Yeah, it was.
in that main event. So
Yeah.
I liked
And
it.
I have something to add to that when we get done with talking about the main event. So please carry on.
Are we going to the main event now?
well, okay. So what was right before the main? The fifth match. So fourth match was Luca and Buggy.
But the fifth match, that's all there was 5 matches.
Oh, there was 5. So that is the main. So
Yeah.
so Luca is pre-main. So yeah.
I would Antonio and Mitch Robertson was the main event. Antonio Morgan. So Antonio's he's going up against all the big dudes here. Anyway. I like how when they got in the ring, got to shoving each other around. Antonio said, "It's my house." Yeah, he said, "It's my house." I mean, it was a good match. I think Mitch more or less dominated it, but Antonio hit him with that spear right when he needed to.
Right. So I think Mitch was actually a little bit faster than Antonio was expecting.
Probably
And
a little
so-
stronger too.
Yeah. Well, you know, his little hammer weighs about 40 pounds, and he lugs it around like it's a,
That thing
a
hit
handful.
that thing touched the concrete. You know, it said,
Oh, and
"Bing, bing, bing," and the
yeah,
crowd
when
was
that
like,
thing,
"Damn!"
yeah, when that thing hit the concrete, the crowd reacted because they thought it was like a toy, and that thing
Yeah.
hit like a piece of steel, which it is, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, they freaked. They freaked out when that thing hit because it was loud. I liked it. I like the hand. Wonder where he got that,
Yeah, I'd like to know as well.
because that's a damn big hammer.
Could have been cast. I mean, it could have been a cast piece. You can
Oh,
get shit like that. You can get the molds and have somebody cast them, or
Right.
somebody can make the mold and they can cast it. There's a ton of that shit on the internet.
Well, based
There's-
on the sound, I guarantee it's heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that costs more than $1 in shipping. Let me tell you.
Yeah. We had
Speaking, I can tell you one thing. I got these two little plates. I mean, these jokers they're that big around and about yay thick, and they came from Sierra, California, somewhere out there.
Mm.
They got here in 3 days, number one, so that was cool as shit. But the shipping on them bitches was like $13. And they came by regular U.S. mail. They don't weigh a damn thing.
Antonio. Well, I enjoyed that match. That was that was two athletes putting everything on the table and trying to claim ownership there.
Yeah.
I think the video is up. I know he put I think he put Luca's video, that video, and one other video up.
AJ's video was up.
Yeah, AJ's is up, but it was I had the video, so I actually got to watch the show this go round through the camera lens, but I got to record it, and I'm pleased with it. I think it turned out, to be a good show, and all the matches were good. I'm tired, in case y'all can't tell.
Yeah.
You're a
Now-
little lower energy than normal for sure.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Couple of comments here. Tiffany Childers chimed in. She said, "Hey guys, hey Tiff."
Hey, Tiff.
And Facebook definitely was heavy. That's
Thank you.
Antonio Morgan.
Yeah, it's Antonio.
I went and refreshed it on my other screen so I could see who it was, because the StreamYard thing, man, they gotta clicky the buttons for StreamYard so StreamYard can display their name and shit.
I'm an Antonio Morgan guy, and Gavin is a Cam Jackson guy. So what was that?
Now
I'm a Cam Jackson guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up, and my God in heaven, he just so happens to show up in my chat. You want to talk about big guys, and you want to talk about big guys getting it done in the ring? I sent you a video, Mr. Ward, and speak of the devil, Satan walks in. What is up? The real Drago is in the house
The
watching.
real Drago. That's my
I
guy.
want to
From
see
Guadalupe.
Drago at the pavilion. I am telling you Mike, am I wrong?
Oh no.
Or does Drago need to be here?
Oh yeah, he's down in Tampa, so it's gonna be a bit to get him up here. But the real Drago, my Ruski Drug, my Russian friend.
We got we plan on showing out a little bit next year. So next year, there's that possibility. We're gonna get we're getting the title made over the winter, and it'll be ready to go in March. And we're gonna go ahead and put that in the works and get crown a champion and then go from there. I think trying to have a direction to go in instead of just running shows, kind of have a direction to go in starting next year. This year was just testing the waters and seeing what we need to do. And this show coming up in November will be the 5th one.
Yeah.
Which
I would say you had a successful test, and I think the pavilion was awesome on its first run and just kept getting better from there.
Yeah, and I think I'm from what we've got planned for November, I'm hoping that the closer will be the premier event. With what we got lined up, I think it will be. It'll definitely be fun. It's going to be a little different because it's on a Sunday, but 2:30 in the afternoon, 65 degrees. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, get it.
And Drago said, yeah. So Drago's down. Now, I'm going to tell y'all one thing. The wheels were turning in my head a while back, and I asked which promoter had the balls to book Drago and somebody else. And I don't remember who the opponent I had picked back then was. But I think that would be a badass match. I said something on Twitter the other day. I want to say it was like Hoss Haygood and JD Drake. I want to see them two mix it up as well.
Who do you go through for Drago? King?
Yeah, you come through me for Drago.
Hoss Haygood come through. We used him at CPW. He worked for us a couple of times at CPW.
Who was that?
Hoss Haygood.
Oh, okay.
He's up in Maryland Championship Wrestling. He's coming out of just outside of Baltimore. Well, it's Baltimore, but it's not Baltimore. Feel me? But he's coming out of there, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, dude. Him and Cooper, dude, he spiked that boy with an Alabama slammer like it was nothing. It was badass. He was awesome to watch.
That King did Casey get into that bottle?
Who?
Casey, did she get in the bottle that night?
She got a little bit.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, she was like all of a sudden from out of nowhere, she was on another planet. I was like, when and where did that happen?
So we hooked her up with some Jefferson's Ocean. So I brought a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean to the VIP, and we saved the bulk of it for the after show, the after party.
Right.
And so I made sure everybody got some, including her. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between the before and after with her.
I was sitting over there with y'all after we got everything closed down and everybody was gone. I come in over there, and I was sitting over there, and I can't remember what I was looking at on my phone, but I was kind of just enjoying the environment, and it was on a different level, man. We weren't just hanging out. We weren't just hanging out. We were partying. Well, at least Cam was anyway.
Yep.
But
and that's what I'm saying is the after show, I think sponsors should be invited to the after show because they will love that as much as the regular show, and only the sponsors gets to participate in that, and everybody else gets to go on their own way.
I think it's a neat post-event deal that I don't know if anybody else does it, but to be able to just stay and hang out, and party, and mix and mingle, I think it's wonderful. It's a good way to just kind of close out the evening after doing what we do, what all of us do. That we've hung out here before, but we were just kind of sitting around chilling like we're doing now.
Right.
But that one kind of got lit.
It did. Well, Cam definitely got onto the microphone and started entertaining us with some tunes.
Yeah, Cam style karaoke. He needs
exactly.
to do a show. He needs to do a show on that.
Yeah, exactly. You got strong style, you got Cam style.
It's funny. It was a great show, though. November's gonna be good, man. It'll be as good as Super Clash. We're getting ready to put the matches out there, here in coming days. I went ahead and we put Luke and Buggy out there because, well,
Was it controversial? Is that what I'm hearing? It was a controversial victory.
Well, there's a difference of opinion. There's a difference of opinion on it. But the win came clean, but there was extra effort during the match.
He was just distracted by our presence.
But Luca and Buggy really throw down in the ring, though. They're both very physical and quick and loaded. So, it's always good. It's always entertaining to watch.
Right.
All right.
So,
well, we could do the best 2 out of 3 because we know it'll only have to be 2 matches, so it's all good.
Wow. A lot of confidence in that statement.
Hey man, look, one dude's been wrestling on TV under the WWE, and the other guy, his name is Buggy. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything.
But let me tell you something. But Buggy's been wrestling that I know of he was doing stuff 5 years ago. So that puts him about 13, 14, something like that.
I don't know how old the kid is.
I think he's 18 or 19. Maybe he just turned 19.
I know what was funny as hell was at 52 Reasons at the CPW show where you had Bob and Sherry there, or Sherry and Lamar.
Yeah.
Buggy got in the ring with the vacuum and was working the vacuum cleaner in the ring. And Sherry and them are sitting there, what in the blue fuck is this guy doing? And I'm like,
before the show, right?
Before the show ever started, because he was vacuuming the inside of the ring out. They were like, what in the hell is he doing? This is insanity. I'm like,
they don't understand.
I'm like, he's working. They were like, how the hell is he working that? I'm like, you're enthralled and enamored by what you're seeing, right? And they were like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, there you go. They were a trip.
Sherry had a blast. She loves it. She thought it was great. I'm glad they came. That was I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody, who was it? Maybe you, Ron, or somebody told me that somebody asked Buck about the CPW show, and his response was, it was badass. It was bad as hell. Not badass. It was bad as hell.
That was me. We were outside at the last show they ran. We were there for that one, and I seen him. I think I was getting into the ring when I seen him. I was like, I'm gonna have to catch up with him at break time, intermission.
Well, I didn't have I loved being able to do it because CPW gave me my first taste of promoting. Buck was the actual promoter, but we worked side by side on it, and I had to get a promoter's license to be able to be, if Buck wasn't there, promoters got to be on site.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I had to have one. And then there was a couple of times. I think one was when he went on the anniversary. Him and Cindy went on their anniversary vacation, and we ran a show then. But it gave me my first taste of that. And but CPW was a good, a good promotion and well respected, and David Cody brought in a lot of people that was, top notch in the business, and so it had a good reputation. And I wanted that show to be top notch, so I invested in it, and it turned out great. And I'm glad Buck was tickled over it too, because even though we did it here, it's still Buck's promotion.
Right.
So I don't mind helping him out with that. I like, that was a good 2 years of fun. Man, probably going to do 3 CPW shows next year. 1 regular show, the David Cody Memorial. Well, he'll be a part of that, and Takeover.
Okay.
That's probably what the CPW banner will fly 3 times, at least 3 times next year.
Now, I also understand, well, it was announced online that CPW no longer has a commissioner. Now, are they going to be accepting applications for that role, or?
Don't really know. Didn't know that we were going to be without one after the show until it was announced. So that caught me off guard. But we talked to Buck about it, and we'll see. That show, I mean, hadn't been a whole lot talked about except, the show itself, on your show and Bob and Sherry's and all that stuff. But we talked about it, but we got a long way to go before we get to what we will need to know. But I do know this: Jackson Sane is the #1 contender for the CPW heavyweight title.
Yeah,
he is the #1 contender for that. So you can expect to see that at some point next year, as things unfold. I really thought I was done for the year, but I saw that 70-degree day on the Sunday, November 13th. Shit, I don't see why we can't. Don't let that day get by. Saturday's pretty good too, but some of the guys I'd reached out to Saturday wasn't going to work, so I just kept it on Sunday.
Gotcha.
So we'll see how Sunday. I want to test the water a little bit with Sunday anyway, because I was thinking about doing that next year. Some Friday nights, some Saturdays, some Sundays, different days. Booking around other shows. The one thing I hate is to book a show and then all of a sudden 2 or 3 other promotions around here are running on that day too. And that happens a good bit because there's so many now.
Or like you said on a post the other day, 180 Halloween shows running.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that weekend, you can go anywhere and see wrestling, buddy.
Yep.
Dude,
I mean, anywhere.
And Manny's running 2 shows that weekend.
Yeah. I said, I'm glad I ain't doing that.
Yeah, it's going to spread the audience thin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you're either going to go to one of the shows or you're going to be doing something else. So somebody's going to be, like you said, thin. It's going to be thin.
Well,
that
there's
night.
And there's also other places doing things like I know Revolution MMA, right? They're in Boiling Springs. It's it's one place I'll actually acknowledge in Boiling Springs. They're doing a trunk or treat one of those nights. So my daughter started freaking out because she thought that was the same night as wrestling. And I'm like, no, hon, you good. You go on, do your thing with, I'm not going. You go have fun being outside and all that. Nah. I'll take a regular trick or treating, but I'm not going to some parking lot or some place going trunk or treating with them. Miss me with that.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about Boiling Springs.
no, I'm good.
Since you mentioned it.
I said I only acknowledged one place in Boiling Springs. So what? I just acknowledged one place. I'm now Boiling Springs is now look. That's a closed book there.
Well, yeah, but something just happened that may reopen that book.
Oh, really? What happened?
Yeah, Chad Code is now owns APW 100%.
Yep.
He owns APW in Bone Springs, and so with that, I'm taking all my bias and setting it over here because there's a new owner.
Oh, okay. So there is
Yeah.
a new owner.
So
Yeah.
I am watching from afar and seeing what they're going to do, what they're going to try to do, and I will give them every opportunity to change my mind.
Well, Chad hit me up when I congratulated him, and we talked a little bit. And I'm just going to tell him, I'm going to ask him again. Well, I ain't going to ask him again because I ain't asked him yet. But I'm going to touch back with him and make sure that it's okay to buy a ticket and come watch a show, because that's exactly what I intend to do. I've also had somebody offer up to go with me. So, no, I mean, hey, look, if he owns it and he has say so, and he says I can come, buy a ticket and watch a show, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. I ain't been up there in 4 or 5 years.
I've never been there, so
Yeah, but I think Chad, if he's calling the shots, I'm like King. I'm gonna watch and see what he does, but I think it has to improve.
Well, to get real, I think they need to improve their talent. And I'm not saying they don't have potential. It's just I feel that they take their workers in training and throw them into the ring too soon, and it drags down the overall talent level. So
I think that was the previous owners.
Right. And so I would say I'm going to give probably Chad till end of January to show me what he's got, because he's going to need some time to adjust, to implement his
Send Ron
vision,
that picture
and
of that
start
APW match,
filtering through things. So I'll give him a few months to get his legs, get his financing, get his booking.
He told me he had some obstacles to come up, get over, but things would improve for the better. So I'm like you. I'm gonna watch. King got kicked out again. I'm gonna watch and see what happens differently up there. But I definitely want to go.
I actually saw this ad as well. I saw this picture already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely a step forward.
Yeah, I mean,
if that's legit, it's definitely a step forward.
Lucky's badass. I'm a Lucky fan, so.
Well, and I think him and Nick would put on I think that'd be a hell of a match.
Quite possibly.
To watch, yeah.
Speaking of Boiling Springs, what's up, Charles Brock? He's the referee out there.
Yeah.
And then earlier when I made the remark about, well, one of them's been on WWE and the other one's name is Buggy, the real Drago laughed his ass off about that. And Mr. King is back.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Mr. King is back. I feel like I'm announcing Elvis is returning again.
I am the king, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, look, man, he had that damn corner over there, that VIP section slam full.
Damn.
I was looking at it going, I was tripping. Well, see, and I'd set some tables up over here where Sherry and him was at for CPW, and that, because I had a little special group over there of friends over there too. And, but now for November, it's $10 seats, first come, first serve.
Gotcha.
I'm not doing, anything ringside different or anything like that. They're all the seats are $10. Come in, sit where you want.
Gotcha.
I'm not doing anything any special or different for this show. I can't wait till next year in a way. I just want to get through winter. I ain't a big winter guy. I'm just not. And it gets pretty damn cold around here, buddy. Probably the end of December and January, especially January. Oh my God. I just hate it.
I mean, to me, I always notice it in February more than I do anything here. But that's like, when I was still living up north, this is the winter before I moved down here. I had been out hunting either New Year's morning or Christmas morning, one of the two. And I wandered back to my car. And when I turned the car on, it was 0 degrees was the
Yeah.
temperature. So I'm sitting there letting this little bastard warm up. And I called my buddy living down here. You remember your security guard? Yeah. I called him. He was living down here at the time.
Tiny Joe?
Nah, no, Jimmy's security
Oh,
guard
Jimmy's security guard.
from the CPW show, Keith. So I called Keith and I said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" He said, "What the hell is all that chattering?" I said, "Man, that's my teeth. It's cold as hell in this car. It's 0 degrees." He said, "Dude, I'm outside cooking on the grill in shorts." He was outside starting dinner in shorts. I'm like, yeah, to hell
Where
with
were
this.
you? Where were you?
Maryland.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
in Maryland.
Well,
Yeah,
this
screw
is the
that.
coldest place I've ever been. Buddy of mine was in the Army at Fort Campbell. I used to go and visit a lot. And I'm up there, and I don't remember what car I had, but I was real crazy about keeping my cars clean and stuff. So, we were going to go do something. He was getting ready. I went down to kind of freshen up the car. I mean, it's wintertime, so it's freezing cold. I go out there, and I sprayed glass cleaner. I was going to clean my windows off. I sprayed glass cleaner, and as soon as it hit the windshield, it was sludge. I said, God almighty. I was like, screw this, man. Put that shit back up, went back upstairs. I was like, that's the coldest I've ever seen a place, man. And I'm from Chicago. You know how cold it gets in Chicago.
Yep.
But when I sprayed that glass cleaner, glass cleaner has chemicals in it, so you wouldn't think it'd do that. As soon as it landed on the windshield, it was sludge. And I was like, wow, that's cold.
I was at a convention in Bismarck, North Dakota in February, and it was 35 below.
God, it's crazy cold, man.
Yeah, I was in the car, heat blasting. I got there early, and I was like, I have to get from this parking lot into that convention center, and I don't want to look like the puss cake and just sprint straight there and be that guy who's like, oh, he can't handle the cold. So I sat there and waited for other people to show up and see what they were doing, and they were running their asses to the convention center. So I was like, all right, game on, I'm running my ass.
Now you wouldn't be the only one then, so it's all good.
Oh man.
I don't like cold.
I didn't mind it up the road, but down here it sucks. Up the road when it's cold and nasty weather in the wintertime, it's snow. That's fine. I can deal with snow, 18 inches, no problem. Let's go. I can work in this shit. Down here it rains instead of snows and it's cold, so it's just bitter ass, butt ass cold. And I'm like, no, this is not. I hate working in the rain. I'll work in the snow. I've worked in tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. I've worked in all this shit and fires. I fuck working in the rain. I hate working in the rain.
Yeah, rain sucks. I know. I got three debuts at the November show. 3 guys coming for the first time. Garrett Sinclair, y'all know who that is. Y'all seen him.
Yep.
But I've seen him up at HWA. Zuka King and the Commodore Legion.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be some heavy hitters. I'm excited about Zuka King though.
I'm excited about Zuka King.
Yeah,
Zuka's good work.
I'm gonna send Brino. He's not gonna work. He's working Saturday night, so with the competition. But I'm going to send him to watch and make sense.
Yeah, he told me he was coming by. He told me he's coming by. I didn't really. We mentioned a spot, in the show, but I didn't have nothing. It's another 5-match show.
That's a good number though.
It is. The way I see it, what it does is it opens the door for longer matches, if need be. So
it gives clowns like me some microphone time.
Yeah, and that gives us time to do other stuff. But I feel like from 2:30 to 5:30, we wrap it up at 5:30 and we're good.
Oh yeah, people
it
get
ain't
home
dark
for dinner.
yet. Yeah, and it's still time for everything And at 2:30 bell time, you got time to go to church, get out and eat, go home and change clothes, and come on over. So I think that's a good start time. Like I say, it's a test for Sunday. It'll kind of give me an idea of if I want to do it next year or not. Like I say, being flexible on days I can run opens the door a little bit more, because I don't like to, like I say, I don't like to run when other people are running around here. It occupies the talent pool and, gets people who would normally come, might be over at some other show or something like that. So it takes us out of the equation, separates from the norm, which I think is a good idea.
Right.
Well,
that's the same thing Thomas was doing, running Sundays midday.
Yeah. Well, and see, you almost have to up in North Carolina, because there's probably more promotions up there than there are down here.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper to run.
Yeah, so everybody runs in North Carolina. Not me. I'm glad I don't do that. I have a place I can run that's just across the line. So it would be in North Carolina, but it'd be a South Carolina crowd, because it's just over the line. It's just past Chestnut.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect. Delightful.
Yeah, I know. It takes all that extra SCAC bullshit out of it.
Yeah.
Takes it right out. That might happen. That might happen, but not next year. It won't. But it's a possibility. I don't have a whole lot to say. So,
Gotcha.
I just came on to touch on Super Clash a little bit. And November pain.
Yeah.
Sweet November pain.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna be in pain. I got I can't wait, because I like day shows, better than the night shows.
Really?
Yeah. I do.
I don't know, man. I like the way the pavilion looks at night. I just know it's gonna be a cold son of a bitch in November.
Well, it won't be that day. That
No, at night. At night
at
it
night
will be
would
cold.
be. Oh yeah. Well, it'd be stupid to try to run it outside in November. I think the low that night's in the 40s. If it was, when I first looked at the weather for that day, it said 70. It's now at 65. I don't see it going below that for that day.
I don't know, man, because it was 33 when I got up this morning.
Well, it was 65, and that's with cloud cover. So if cloud cover is the reason for the 5-degree drop, then I don't see it for that day at peak being any colder than that. 65 degrees is nice temperature.
Yeah.
Very nice. I think it'll be a good day for a show, and I think the show will definitely be good. So no one will have anything else to do on that day, so might as well just come out and
have some fun.
Yep. Have some fun at the pavilion. Probably might do a little after party there, but I'll probably throw some football up on the.
There you go.
On the TVs and do it that way. I think.
Yeah, I'll be going home to watch hockey then.
Hockey.
Yeah.
You do you, boo.
Yeah, that's right. I ain't watching no damn football. Y'all can miss me with that shit. I've tried. The XFL, when the XFL comes back, maybe I'll give it another go. But
pro football, I can take or leave. I don't. It's not anything that has any importance in my life. I like college football, and I'll watch college football. I used to like NASCAR. I don't follow NASCAR no more. I just kind of catch the headlines now, and that's about it. So the only sports that I entertain is wrestling and college football. That's it.
College is a big deal down here. Where I come from, they didn't really give a shit.
You didn't have a good college football team.
That's why.
No.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why.
That's more than likely it. Maryland Terrapins,
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, the Turtleheads.
Yeah. Terrapins. That's even
Maryland,
hard to say, much less watch.
Terrible Terrapins.
And then I don't remember, like, Duke was there.
That's good for basketball.
Yeah. Hell, Maryland was good for basketball at one point too, but I don't, like I say, I can't, I'm not a fan. So I don't watch none of it.
Yeah.
Pros or otherwise anymore.
Well, I don't know about King, but I know that when you get my age, and I'm not old, I don't think I'm old, but when you get around my age, other things become more important. Life things, so to speak.
Yeah.
Property maintenance, vacations, different things like that.
I have people for that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I like doing it because I can't get it like I want it unless I do it. I don't have anything else to do. So other things become more important, but I try to keep up with college football because if you can go anywhere in this area and there'll be a conversation about college football. And if you don't have any input on it, you're strange.
Well,
You're a strange dude.
and then I'm fine with that because, like I said, I came down here, man. My first couple months down here, I moved here in July, right? So I'm driving through Union, which is normally this deader than dead town. There's nothing ever going on, right?
Never.
And I'm heading home back to Spartanburg. I'm on 176. And I'm like, what the hell is all this traffic? So I called this guy that I know who lives in Union. I said, bro, what the hell is up with Walmart parking lot? Is there a sale or some shit? No, boy, that's the Friday Night Lights. I said, what? He said, it's the high school footballs. I'm like,
At Walmart?
yeah, they were parked at Walmart and shit,
Oh.
walking across the street.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, well, are you kidding me here? He goes, no, man, this is big time. This big time. I'm like, what? What's big time? It's high school football. I didn't get it.
Mm.
And I still don't.
Like Texas.
I like high school football a little bit too. I do. I like it a little bit. I watch it. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all seen where James Drake has been giving me shit?
Oh yeah.
Online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know.
It just comes.
He
from out
said
of nowhere.
something funny as hell, and don't quote me because I don't remember the exact line, but when the video comes out, we'll probably see it. And when he was in the ring at the Saturday show, so this show's running at the same time Super Clash was, he said something about, and this is why Jimmy Ward's going to put your ass out of business or something like that. He said that.
Yeah.
He said that.
To Randy
At that show up there in Silva, and I was like, I'm on the camera, and my jaw dropped, and I just stopped and looked over, like,
Yeah.
did you just say that?
Well, the other
What?
day I was making a point that I hadn't forgot about the bullshit with Randy Wayne, and next thing I know, it said I get a notification. James Drake mentions you in a comment. Oh boy! I go over and look. They said, "Stop crying like a punk ass," something like that. And I was like, oh, maybe I ought to be crying about you. He said, "No, you'd be better off crying about him." I said, "Well, then let me cry, damn it." I was like, I don't know. He's been chiming in a good bit here lately. Didn't know if anybody else noticed that.
Has he been like, oh no, dating Randy Wayne or something, or what's going on?
Yeah,
There?
I want to say they buddies. So
They exchanged Valentine's gifts.
yeah, so I'm thinking he's slapping me around for Randy Wayne, but I ain't worried about Randy Wayne. I ain't heard nothing lately, so I guess he's back on his meds.
Is that what
I
that
have
was?
no idea.
It has to be. I mean, it is.
Well, I can't say that or else he'll get banned from Randy Wayne's show.
We couldn't hear him.
Gavin said you can't comment because you'll get banned from his show.
For what?
Randy Wayne.
I get paid by everybody. Haven't you figured this out?
Yeah. No,
The
we
hell
were
do I
talking
care
about
about?
it, and he said Ron can't comment because he'll get banned from Randy's show or whatever.
Hey, Gavin, remember when I told you, yeah, you can come on and hang out from time to time, but I wouldn't want you to come on here and say something stupid and then get in trouble with a promoter? Life lesson, kid. Life lesson. I get paid by everybody, even the fuckers who hate me. So it works out great for me.
Yeah.
And apparently I was about to be the cause of people coming into a building because they just wanted to accost me. So that's great. I didn't know I knew I was getting threatened, but I didn't know there was death threats and hits put out on me over that shit with Larson. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, he got some diehards now.
Oh, he has some. Yeah, that's for sure.
Diehards. I
That's
think
why. That's exactly why I posted the video I posted from Carlos Mencia, where it said, that man's in the hospital while you're doing jokes about him. You're damn right. That's why I released the video, because he was in the fucking hospital, and it made it even funnier.
Look, years back in my APW days, I would be online, and they would be people coming at me, and every time it was, "Oh, to work, oh, to work," So okay, to work, all right. So let me join in on this work. So I join in on the work. Immediately upon joining in on the work, everything I'm saying is all of a sudden serious. It's not work; it's all serious. So they would take it and just blow it, slam out of proportion. And the one thing I did, and I thought it was funny as hell, was I can't remember his name, but that was the guy in the wheelchair. That used to go to APW a lot. He used to be a wrestler. He passed away recently, but he was giving me more shit than anybody. So I posted this picture of a car parked in the handicap spot on fire. And then right behind it, I posted a video of some guy in a wheelchair. And this was some staged shit, but the guy come out on the porch in the wheelchair, and somebody shoved him off the porch in the wheelchair. And they crucified me. They crucified me for the picture and the video. And I thought it was funny as hell. But there comes a point in time when you encounter people, Ron, that's not your fan, and there's nothing you can say or do that will be right. And when you crossed Larson, you woke some of them up.
That's all well and good. They still tuned in to see what I was going to say next. So all they did was drive my numbers up. Whether they come to the venue to cheer me, they come to the venue to boo me, they come to the venue to assault me. They still came to the venue and paid to do it.
Like Deion Johnson said, good publicity, bad publicity, it's all publicity.
Was that Deion or was that Bill Hazelwood? Or was it both of them?
Deion's one told me that. He said, good publicity, bad publicity, it's all publicity.
Yeah. Hollywood says there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Gavin Ward said promoter in quotations.
Yeah.
And then Lazarus Black said, my guys, 3 badasses. Yes.
Yep. I like old Laz.
Yeah. Laz is good people. A lot of people give him shit, but I like the guy.
So I need to ask King something. So is this thing, this career choice you have right now, is it, I don't know if you can answer it or not. I mean, is it something like from now on where you're, just going to be here periodically, or is that might change later down the road?
I haven't decided yet. So I've got a contract that runs through February. I might extend it till June, but it's it's my choice.
Yeah. I feel like, I know the bill's got to come first, but I feel like probably could do more, be more involved and do more if you were here. So I didn't know if that was something.
Yeah, I understand. It's hard to continue things if I'm only there every 3 months or so, right?
Yeah.
So I understand. And I am trying to promote from within, if you will. So trying to get day-to-day operations run by others within the team. Namely the chief ambassador. I'd like to get him to be the VP of King Enterprises, and I can let him run the whole show, and I can take care of the umbrella business. But
So we'll have Luca and Brino here in November. Luca, of course, on the show. Brino,
right, Bruno with the cigar.
yeah. What did you? What was the outcome with Jackson on the audition? Was it still being decided? Don't know.
He ain't ready.
He ain't ready. Okay. Yeah. Well, now Chris James is going. Has told me he's coming to the show. You know, I
He's
said, well, you also told me you were coming to CPW. He
mhm.
explained that one, and then I said, you're always welcome to come. He wanted to make sure it was all right. I said, I never have a problem with workers, wrestlers coming to and taking in a show
Right.
if they're not on.
I'm close with
Oh.
Chris James.
Yeah.
So he was a member of King Enterprises at one point in time before. Well, we never had an internal falling out. It's just I had a falling out with people that he was working with, and I chose not to stay.
Yeah.
So that's the issue there. But I like Chris James, and in different circumstances, he'd still be with us.
Right. Well, Chad taking over at APW may change things. A lot of them's mindset. A lot of them's ready to go, but a lot of them's been ready to go. But just never went.
I make a lot of Facebook posts about knowing your worth, and you have to leave to find out what your worth is. You can't stay in the same place and know your worth. You got to get out and figure out what else other people will pay. So I encourage everyone to leave every place. It doesn't matter if you're at APW, HVW, HWA, AWS, AWL.
Wherever.
Go there. Be if you love it, but test something else out. See something different.
Yeah, I mean, as many promotions as they are around, it shouldn't be too hard to go other places. And going other places introduces you to different, new fans. Puts a different set of eyes on you. It gives you more exposure. It's investing in you is what it is. I think everybody should. A lot of them do, but everybody should travel around to different.
I felt a lot of people there were being taken advantage of because the person knew they weren't going to go anywhere. So if you know they're never leaving, then it doesn't matter how you treat them.
Yeah.
But
Going to catch up on some comments here.
Okay.
Make backyard wrestling great again, said Laz. Hey, King, where's that position for me on the team like we talked about? That's Gavin. King and Jimmy Ward, two of the biggest wave makers who also have some of the best minds for business. Not just the business, any business matter. I go to one of the two. Kylan Disney chimed in. What's up, fellas? What's up, Kylan? He was supposed to call me earlier. He sent me this picture or this video, and it was from some shit with Triple H in China from eons ago. And he said, foreshadowing a bit, right? And I watched the video and I didn't understand what he was talking about. So I'm like, no, I don't get it. He said, oh, you didn't get the video? I said, no, I got the video. I watched it. I don't understand what your point is. So
him, he works on Sundays.
Dude, I got no idea.
Is that the referee that cost Luca his championship? I believe that was him, wasn't it?
At 52?
Yeah.
At 52 Reasons.
All right, yeah. Let's bring him back.
Yeah, he probably was.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not showing the video to these two. That you can send it to them and ask them if they understand it, and if they get it, great. I didn't get it because it didn't make any sense.
I like Triple H. Triple H has always been my guy.
It's Triple H in China, and then Eddie shows up. It's weird. So that tells you how long ago it's been, because hell, half, 3/4, 2/3 of the people in that video are dead. So it's been a while.
Well,
to answer Gavin's question, there's two prongs to that. One is one of the things I wanted you to do for me, really was not King Enterprises specific. The other thing that would be King Enterprises specific would have to be in North Carolina due to licensing restrictions.
Yeah. Well, he's in a pickle right now because he works Friday and Saturdays, Friday and Saturday nights.
Then we just have to get him booked on Sundays, and we got to find him a reasonable opponent to be against. How about, hold on. You know who I'd like to see him go up against? Thomas Extreme. I think that'd be fun.
I want to see him go against Antonio Morgan.
Oh,
that should be
man.
fair and reasonable.
Yep.
Well, Gavin was going to ride with us up to Lodi's and hopefully touch base with training again a little bit. You can never have enough training.
Lazarus said, wanted to put this out there since we mentioned dead wrestlers. Got to give RIP to the great Antonio Inoki. Yep.
Absolutely.
And Kyle apparently was saying he eventually married Stephanie in real life, and China and him was married at the time. I didn't remember China and Triple H actually being married.
I never knew that. I never knew them to be married. I always heard them rumored to be, sleeping together, but I also heard she slept with a lot. I also heard that prior to her death, she had done porn and this and that.
She did. She did a porno. It's called A Night in China. Yep.
I told Gav, I said, I feel for the guys in the business today who weren't around during that era of pro wrestling, because that was when it was at its best.
Yep.
I love
pro wrestling was at its best in that era. I mean, it hadn't come close to it since that era.
Attitude and ruthless aggression were the top notch.
Shit, the Monday Night Wars was the shit. It was.
Yep.
I mean, every Monday night when one went to commercial, I flipped to the other. When it went to commercial, I went back to this one.
Yeah.
I flipped back and forth. I watched them both.
Laz even said they never married. They dated. He cheated with Stephanie and ended up marrying her. Hashtag upgrade.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt.
And look where he's at now. So,
Right.
Goal reached. It was always going to be the problem. As long as Vince was in charge, it was always going to be his way or no way, always. So I like what it's doing right now.
I do too. He's bringing back great minds. He's using other great minds for other things. He brought Gabe Sapolsky back. I'm a big Gabe Sapolsky supporter. For anybody that ever watched Ring of Honor, that's the reason is Gabe Sapolsky. It made it that good that you watched it.
And DX was Triple H's creation.
Yeah.
You know how damn good that was.
Yeah.
Right.
So
they need that competition to get back to that. That's my argument is, you could say Raw and SmackDown are two separate things, but they're just conjoined. So it's not really a war. AEW is not really a competitor. That's
right.
like the Walmart version, right?
No, it's the dollar store version.
So
it looks like an indie show with money. That's all it is. It's an indie show with more money. Let's be real, because I see better talent where I go on the weekends at indie shows. I've seen better talent in Jimmy Ward's ring. I've seen better talent in Cole McAfee's ring. I've seen better talent in Gary Benfield's ring, Thomas Scott's ring. I've seen better talent in all these rings. Well, except for one. But, there was still good talent there. Just everything else was shit. That's a whole other ballgame. We're not going to bring up that. Gavin says, I've wanted Brino before the end of the year. Make it happen, someone. Hey, Jimmy, you got a good life insurance policy on that kid?
So we wouldn't kill him. We would just actually tie him up in knots, and he'd spend the next 6 hours trying to untie himself.
Yeah.
Reno wouldn't be able to catch me. That's crazy.
Gavin probably needs about 50 more pounds and a few more months of going to Lodi's every Wednesday to get ready for it. And I don't even know if that'd be enough to get ready. Let me ask you: is Brino a cat? Is he trained in catch?
Yes.
Is that?
Is he
He's
trained in catch?
I just
Catch
still didn't
wrestling.
get-
Is
Oh,
Brino
catch? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I just wondered because I knew that Brett Watson was, and those they some that's some training right there that can easily win matches if used. It's I like it. I like it. I think it's highly effective. Some of the stuff that I saw Brett do.
right?
I don't see Breno use it a lot. He does a little bit in there, but
Yeah. So we like to release a little bit at a time. So there's a lot in his arsenal that we haven't released yet.
yeah.
So because he doesn't have just one finishing move. He has multiple. We just haven't, decided to go. We haven't decided to use a submission yet. So
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm talking about. I see him playing around with some holds and stuff in the ring. There's never a submission hold or a tap out. So I'm
Right.
like, and he's trained in catch, and I'm like, those are some moves that would definitely win matches that you learn in catch. And I was like, yeah, if that was me, I'd be pulling those out of the box. But
I mean,
at the right time.
so, to kind of put that in a different light, I've seen him make the ref stop the match before, but that was just because he beat the living shit out of somebody. He was just bludgeoning the back of his head over and over and over again until the ref was like, "All right, that's it. He's had enough. We got to stop. Somebody get the broom."
yeah,
Mm-hmm. The knockout.
Well,
yeah, the
TKO.
knockout.
yeah. Before I get off of here, I want to see the November poster.
Okay. Well, let me catch up on comments. Actually, you know what? We'll go through the comments and then we'll send it home. How's that? Everybody good? Cool.
I mean, y'all can continue on if you want. I'm getting ready to get off here and eat me a bowl of cereal and go to bed.
That's what I had for dinner last night. I had Fuji tonight.
I'm going back down 85 tomorrow to Gainesville, which is not as bad as Atlanta. I had to go down to Atlanta, get on 285 and go all the way around, and that's where the problem. Well, I ran into a traffic jam on the way down. Then there was the 285 traffic, and then there was 2 on the way back. Brutal.
Damn. I hate 85. 85 was good to me this morning, though. Yesterday was bad, but this morning was fine.
I left work at 4 o'clock, got back at 3 o'clock. Yeah, this sucks, bro. And guess what? I went to work at 4 o'clock this morning. I was on my way home at 9:30 this morning. See, every day is different. That's what I was telling Justin. I said, it never plays out. 99% of the time, I'm off at lunchtime. I said, today, I have something I want to do. Here's this. So I hate we didn't get to go. I really was wanting to go.
All right.
After 11 hours from Atlanta, I didn't want to put 4 more hours to Charlotte and back.
Yeah. All right. So Lazarus' comment was, I see Vince the same as the previous unnamed owner of APW. He had a way that worked for years. However, it was time to update the product. Any business-minded person could see that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Laz also said, if anyone deserves a match with Brino, it's me. We used to train together anywhere from 5 to 8 hours a day, 6 days a week.
We've been trying to work that one out, Les.
I know of 6 different finishers Brino and I came up with for him. I want to say that Brino and Laz recently tangled at his within the last
Wasn't
couple
that
months.
a tag match though?
Was it? I don't recall. The last match, Laz and them were. No, was it? It might have been the OGs versus them. I don't remember. Dude, I can't remember all that shit. It's written down somewhere over here. It's written down in my gear bag. Oh, that was a tag match. We don't talk about that tag match.
That tag team. Yeah.
Oh, we don't talk about that tag team? Okay.
So you want a little rumor?
Yeah,
What's that?
always.
Eagle Pro Wrestling in Gaffney.
Eagle Pro Wrestling Gaffney. Is that like what's the future holds?
And is that
Well, I know Chad didn't get the ring in the purchase.
Nope, he did not. That ring actually belonged to Dustin, Dusty Money.
Well, I don't understand selling one promotion to go start another one. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, except for just getting some money in your pocket, but at the same time,
To avoid a lawsuit, maybe.
yeah, well, he's had them filed on him before.
well, so you're telling me that the untapped market of Gaffney is now getting ready to get a wrestling promotion. And it's going to be Eagle Pro Wrestling.
That's the scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was that one kid. What's that kid? Wesley Lancaster. Y'all got it. Somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's his gimmick name?
I don't know.
Or is that his gimmick name? Damn it, I can't think of it. Anyway, I know at one point he was going to open up a spot, and then I had already been told. I was already told who their heavyweight champion was going to be. I'm like, oh, cool. I know that guy. That'll be fun. That's a good way to get some buzz going. But then nothing ever came of that. And then now you got another promotion coming. Where's that one going? Saluda? You got that. That one coming to a new one coming to Saluda. What's that? That's right there at the border, Landrum area.
I'll be honest with you. If there was potential in Gaffney, somebody'd already be there.
Well, Gaffney's old, and it's got a lot of old buildings that you could probably get for a decent price.
Gaffney is the ghetto.
I don't like Gaffney either, but that's me. At least Happy Valley is no longer standing. That's no longer there.
Your area of draw would be Gaffney and Blacksburg. Or maybe is it Kings Mountain?
That's
Maybe.
North Carolina.
Yeah, but it's not far from Gaffney though.
But yeah,
not that far. It's about as far from Gaffney as I am from Gaffney.
Plenty of drugs to go around in Gaffney, so it might be a good place for.
Well, yeah, that's probably the reason for going there.
SC is about to be as oversaturated as North Carolina.
I don't think so. You got a lot of guys that don't want to pay the money to the commission, or don't want to have things they want to do in their show that the commission don't allow.
Hey, Gavin, Brino Royce would fold your gear with you inside of it.
Can't fold kick pads.
He would do that with Lazarus too. He'd do that to Lazarus too.
I don't know. Well,
he might have no problem getting that gear folded with. No, I better not go there.
Laz is a striker. I see him more as a striker than a wrestler, and I think that's more of his choice of style rather than a reflection of ability. But
I think Lazarus has a one of the pros for Lazarus is he can take whatever they're given.
Yeah,
that's what I've always seen. He can always take what somebody's given, So
yeah,
which is probably why he loves hardcore matches so much.
Right.
What's funny is with Lazarus, everybody you meet who says I'm hardcore, the first person they always mention wanting to have a match with is Lazarus Black. And I'm like, y'all really don't know this motherfucker, but okay. I know him. But you knock on the devil's door long enough, son, somebody gonna answer your ass. You ain't gonna want it.
He can take it. Definitely can take it.
If I was going to have Bruno in a match with Lazarus Black, by contract, I would make it a pure rules match.
I was just getting ready to say the same thing.
Or it's off.
Yeah. In other words, it has to be straight up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good Lord. That's why I throw hands. Also, 6 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gives me a nice leg up. And then Gavin, scratch that Brino match. Give me Laz next. He's got a lot to say. Dead. Yeah, that's what you'd be. Jesus Christ. You better double that insurance. Can I take out hold on. Let me look this up. Can I take out an insurance policy on somebody else's kid? Google.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't know where y'all be or what y'all be doing, but you better make plans to be at the David Cody Memorial on June 3rd because it's going to be a big deal.
I think I already wrote it in the calendar. I think I already got that one documented.
June. We're going to put into that show what we put into CPW and more. So it's going to be it'll be a big deal, and it'll be a big deal every year. I don't know if the date will stay the same every year, but we're going to try to keep it that day because Cody's birthday and death date is in June, early June. So that's why we're shooting for that. And I go to the beach every June, so for a week. So not far after that, I'll be on vacation.
Right.
Pure rules match against Brino. I'm going to have to start a new career as a contortionist. Be a lot of folding. Be a lot of folding.
Gavin says, I've faced scarier. Like who? Like who? That's a hell of a comment. Oh, Jesus God. He said hit puberty, then get Jimmy to file life insurance.
We're shit talking now.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, shit talking. Anyway, where's that poster, Ron?
Yeah, where's
what poster?
I'm going to sleep.
What poster? I don't have no poster.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
Make sure you got the right one.
Hey, I got the only one you sent me.
Yeah, because that's the only one there is.
All right, then. Coming up in 9 days, we're going to be in Union, South Carolina for Monster Sprawl.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there too. So
don't forget Brittany Jade versus Jasmine Howe. That's going to be a slugfest. If you want to see two women wrestlers that are badasses and kick the living shit out of each other, this is your show. So, there's Super Clash. That's where we just that's what we were talking about earlier. Then you got the Unlucky 13 Man Battle Royal. Winner gets a shot at the Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Championship. See here. Here's the
See, I can't wait for
overall
Monsters Brawl because Cole's shows are as fun as mine.
Yeah.
So I have fun at his shows too.
I agree. And then we have in November on the 13th, 1 week shy of the Saints' birthday, we're going to be at a wrestling show. We're going to be at AWL for November Pain. 2:30 start time. Gates open at 1:30. $10 a head. First come, first serve.
Hey, who's the ugly John Cena? I can't read that.
What? Garrett Sinclair?
Okay, that's the ugly John Cena. Got it.
Well, look under the to the right of the AWL logo.
Oh yeah,
it says
King Enterprises.
No.
Oh,
well,
final event of 2022 for real this time.
Yeah, because Super Clash was the final event.
Kids 12 and under are free. That should say with paying adult.
Well, I wouldn't expect a 12-year-old to show up at my place wanting to get in unaccompanied.
Man, look, the neighborhood is going to hear it, and all the kids are going to pour out the houses and just wander in. It's going to be like they're going to figure it out at Halloween where the wrestling show is, and that's where they're going to go.
Ain't no kids in this neighborhood, and they don't trick or treat in this neighborhood.
Yeah, I've been to the neighborhood. I don't blame them.
There are a few kids, but it's smaller kids and all. Yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna be another good one. I like it. It's gonna be in the daytime, so I'm hoping I can sit down and watch.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping to do. But man, like I
keep
said,
hoping. Have you pulled it off yet?
no.
All right, so all we need to do is here's what we need to do: coordinate what you need taken care of, and tell me how many phone calls I need to make. You tell me what you want, and you tell me what you need, and I'll deliver them.
At this point, it will be just video of the show. If somebody's videoing the show, I'm sitting down and watching.
Okay, so you want me to cover a camera guy as well?
Probably.
And we're going to take your phone and use it so that way you can't get distracted by your phone.
We have a camera that I'm going to set up somewhere as a hard cam that needs somebody to walk around and video and stuff too. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll bring a camera guy. I'll find one of two. I've got two camera guys on staff, so I'll either bring the guy from CPW or I'll bring the guy that I used at Pro Wrestling Union. One of the two.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I talked to several people, or they had messaged me on the day of Super Clash, because I had advertised for a videographer to do the shows next year. I just wasn't able to get to them, respond to them because it was the day of the show. So I'm scrambling. I talked to a couple of guys. There's a couple I need to get back to, but I haven't talked to everybody. But that's more or less for next year. Because at that point in time, we weren't thinking about doing a fifth show. The fifth show came about after the fact. So, but definitely we want video footage of every show because, just makes sense. So
right.
Definitely want, especially when you're bringing in people like Zuka and Mitch. I definitely want Antonio's matches covered. Just Luca's. They're always good. So you can get good highlights out of that.
Remember to have a thumb drive for me to give you the video from CPW when I get there. So you can get that. You need a thumb drive. And I'll give you the CPW video because I have it on this computer. I have it on my laptop as well. Let's see. Gavin said hit the weights and maybe he would consider it. I guess he's talking to Laz still. Laz said, I'm about to dip out. Much love to all of you. 3 best friends and mentors. Man, much love, buddy. And then Lazarus chimed in to say, you can use my phone again if necessary, because I used Lazarus's phone at Gary's show at Silverado's.
Well, I used my phone to record at Super Clash, and it records in 4K. So then when you go back and watch it, the video is so good. It's just, the quality is so good. The only way it gets any better is if you got somebody who can hold it at the right angle and video, professionally. I don't claim to be one. I just walked around and videoed.
Right.
But the quality is so good, man, that, the clips, everything looks good.
Like I said, I got 2 camera guys on staff. I can accommodate that. They can use my camera rig. No problem.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk about it. Anyway, I had fun discussing it. I'm tired and I'm going to bed.
All right.
It's another 4 a.m. morning.
Yeah.
Peace.
It's not, I'm not long either. So.
And I don't sleep good. So out of the 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5 hours that I'm going to try to get some sleep, I may get 3.5 hours out of that of sleep. Maybe.
But, that's,
And then I'll drive tired all day. And then I'll come home and I'll want to do shit. And I'll go, I'm too tired.
Well, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. You got to have something to do on a Friday night.
Every day this week I've come home saying I was going to go out here and clean up. I bet you 3 days I slept the whole evening. You know,
See, there's a couple of shows this weekend that I was thinking about attending.
I think I'll do that and go to bed.
Oh, there you go. You have fun.
Yeah, I'll sleep then. Might not want to get up in the morning though.
Oh.
Well,
All
I'll
right.
see. I'll talk to you later. See you
Yep.
on the 13th. No, I'll see you on the 29th.
Yeah.
And King, I'll holler at you here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Take
right,
it easy.
I'm gone.
All right. Now, you mentioned earlier that you were checking out some promotions out west.
Yep. Promotion in Tacoma, Washington. So just they've got a show November 11th on Veterans Day. I've started reaching out to them already, so I plan on being out there for that.
Okay. I hope to hear good reports from that one.
Yeah, me too. So as soon as I know, you'll know, right? Because you're the consigliere.
Yes, sir. And then everything's still moving forward with May, right?
Yep.
And did we ever get a date hammered down for January?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're still looking January 25th ish.
Okay.
January. So
That one's. I'm excited for that to happen. If nothing else, I'm excited for that to happen.
because it's going to be the Asian special.
Man, that's just going to be a fun time to actually get to. And I've tried to explain it to my wife and the guy Keith, who was at Jimmy's last show. I've tried to explain to them what this is, and they're just kind of like, I don't get it. I'm like, you're not supposed to. It's fine. You'll understand when the show happens. I just want to be there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's it's going to be Prohibition, Asian New Year Fight Club, suit and tie, classic kind of stuff.
There we go. That sounds like a good time.
Well,
Well, Mr.
invitation only.
There we go. That's the important part. By invitation only. Mr. King, do you have anything else you would like to discuss or talk about?
Hey, I know sometime back that I had talked about the King Enterprises Slam Buddies.
Okay.
All right. So I will be sending you, Ron, some images of those Slam Buddies
Okay.
that will be available for pre-order.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. So we'll have a select few to sell. There'll be we haven't agreed upon price, and we're going to have a set price. We're going to have autograph price. And we're going to have a normal price.
Okay. So now there's a set available where you can get them all in a set?
Yep.
Okay.
So one of each of us. There'll be 5 of us. There'll be myself, AJ Frost, Luca Daniels, Brino Royce, and Luke Fury.
Okay. That's cool. And that's everything we got.
That's everything we've got. That's the latest. So they are official. They are confirmed. All you have to do is reach out here shortly when we'll get the images to you, and we will launch it, and we will release the pricing on it at that time.
Very cool. And what is the store website?
Okay, so the store website is oh geez, I haven't even been to it in a minute, but if you go to theke.com, that'll be our regular website, and then I think it is King Enterprises thekestore.com, I think is what it is.
Okay.
That's horrible marketing on my part, and I'm ill prepared for it, so shame on me. But the link is on my website, so just go to the-ke.com, look at our website, read the bios on our team, click on the link, it'll take you to the store. And
Fantastic.
each member has their own bio and a link directly to their store. So if you want something that's strictly AJ Frost, you go to his page, click on his link, it'll take you to the AJ Frost store. If you want, Luke Fury, you'll go to Luke Fury store.
Awesome. All right, sir. Well, I greatly appreciate you being here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. We'll see you at the Indy.